time of year. It's kind of out in the woods a little bit. Pretty small little plant. Picked up some asphalt sealant, stuff they use to fill in the cracks on the roads, I'm guessing. But yeah, it was a little tight getting in here. I guess that's what you come to expect when these go into these smaller places. So we're pretty heavy. About 78,000 gross, 44,500 pounds in the box. Probably gonna have to scale this one. Probably gonna stop at Texarkana and scale the loves there or something. Make sure we're not overweight. Tried to put it kind of in the middle there on the tandems, but you know, when it's this heavy, it's probably a good idea to make sure. So, heading to Nashville. About a 540 mile drive from here, heading up I-30, and looking to get the truck in the shop finally after this load. Talked with the driver manager, breakdown, because terminal's all backed up, can't get work done there. There's an international dealer in Nashville. We're probably gonna go to after we deliver this one tomorrow morning and see if we can get these issues sorted out. Engine fan still running constantly like it was last week, and got a check engine light this morning when I started the truck, so, and it's due for an A service. So we need to get some things checked out, so hopefully it isn't too bad. I guess we'll see on down the road. How's everybody doing? Well, we have been on an adventure this week, I'll tell you that. I don't know if you can tell, but I am not in my truck. I'm in a different truck. So, as I talked about in my last video, my truck was having some problems and I needed to get in the shop. Couldn't get it in last week, but got that load delivered to Nashville. And picked up, or delivered the load, and then got set up for service at the Cumberland International in Lebanon, Tennessee, just outside Nashville. Got the truck looked at and everything, and next morning the report is the VGT needs to be replaced. And this is on 17 International LT for the Cummins. It's got 530,000 miles on it. Now again, just remind y'all what the status of the truck before putting it in the shop. Engine fan wouldn't turn off for a week. The what else? Oh yeah, it had an FCR error. Torque derated by 25%. So I ran that load from East Texas to Nashville for all those hills with 25% torque derated. I was interested. So also, whenever I'd start the truck after leaving, doing a 10-hour reset and leaving it off for the night, it would lug. The engine would lug when it turned over, and it would, kind of idle. I started out at like 550 RPMs, and then it started lugging down 500. You press on the gas pedal and nothing would happen. So the last 2 mornings before I turned the truck into the shop, when I turn it on, I'd have to immediately press on the gas pedal as I turned it on, get the engine going before it would start lugging. So some other truck drivers that I trust said it's probably something to do with DPF or the emission system, but at least from what I've heard so far, that's not what they're replacing. But now I heard back from my fleet manager today that repairs are going to cost upwards of $5,000 on my truck, so maybe that got added in there. But anyway, so that's what's going on with my truck. So to keep me busy and making money, in the meantime, they got me doing truck recovery. So picked up a rental car this morning in Nashville. Drove 400 miles up to the Peterbilt in Columbus, Ohio. It's actually Groveport, but basically Columbus. Picked that up, and we are now driving that Peterbilt. It's a 16. I think it's a 579. 720,000 miles on it, and it's being decommissioned. So, it's not in the best condition, but, it runs. Drives. It's a little rough, but... So we're driving 300 miles to Owensboro. And then there's a load that needs to be recovered. And it's just a short hop over to Louisville that delivers tomorrow night. So we're going to be doing that too. And then bringing the truck right back on over to Owensboro, turning it in, and then getting then another rental car. And then going to head home to East Texas for 34. Once I've done my 34, I'm going to head on to Houston, turn in the rental car, pick up another truck, and recover that one. Now, I don't know where I'm going with that truck. I assume I'll be going to Little Rock with it because that's our next closest terminal, but we'll see. I don't know. So, last time I talked to the tech working on my truck at the shop, said it's going to be minimum 1 week because the turbo for that engine for the Cummins, it's an X15, is on back order, and then there wasn't any available locally, so minimum 1 week. And then that's all I know. They, in the last 2 days they could have identified some more things that needed to be fixed on it anyway. So, yeah, it might be a while until we're back in my truck. And, who knows? We might be getting into a different truck. I'm not sure. I hope not. I like the truck I got, for the most part. But, we're a competent driver. We can take whatever in stride within reason. So, hey, I'm happy to do something different from time to time. They're still compensating me pretty decently. So, everybody likes to talk about, every day is the same, and, it's getting boring and all that. Well, hey, an opportunity like this comes along, it's a nice change of pace. Like, shoot, why go home and sit for your truck when you can get out there and do something different, still make some money, and it might not be what you're used to or the most comfortable thing covering trucks, but hey, it's a little bit of an adventure. Now, then again, I am 24 and I've only been in this industry for a year and a half, so be malleable on situations like this, but yeah, I could be wrong. But yeah, so I guess I'll let you guys know what's going on here in a few days once we get this truck turned in for decommissioning, and then pick up the next truck. So see y'all on the flip side. Okay, this is what I see. This is with the lights on. It's 9:45, almost 10 o'clock. Right, here's the brights. Still basically do nothing. You see like maybe 15-20 feet in front of you. Like what? These lights are awful, man. Figured I'd give you guys a quick video of this truck I'm decommissioning. It's a 16 Pete, I think, 579. Maybe somebody could correct me on that if I'm wrong. It's got the super single set up. Tires are pretty well worn at this point. Truck's got 720,000 miles on it, so it's kind of expected, I guess. This leaf spring brake setup's a bit new to me. I haven't seen this kind before. It definitely rides better than some of the other trucks I've driven. Now, you know, it's probably rough for somebody who drives one of these, but compared to the Freightliners and Internationals I've ridden, it wasn't bad, especially for how many miles it's got on it. It's got an APU, so I haven't had a truck with APU on it yet, but I think it's disconnected. I don't know, too long. But steer tire up here is kind of nasty. Makes for an interesting ride. Front view. I'll tell you what though, man, the lights on this thing. Oh man, I was driving for probably an hour last night. But man, these things were worn out. Like, I couldn't see anything out. I know at dusk you kind of have to wait a little bit to really get the full effectiveness of the lights, but holy moly, it was awful. Even when it was fully dark outside, I could hardly see like 20 feet in front of me. Like, barely illuminated, you know. Anything beyond that was still dark. I guess the lighting thing on it is just I guess I'm just gonna have to hold you guys. This truck ain't got any really good places to put a phone to record. So yeah, the casing on it is all fogged up. Like, none of the light gets out of there. I'm sure the light bulbs are old too. And so I had to turn the brights on to really see anything. And honestly, I don't think anybody else minded with how bad these things were. Even then, like, really all it illuminated was the area that the lights already did, just slightly more bright, and then kind of off to the sides. But it didn't really show any farther ahead, so I feel bad for whoever was driving this truck, like, before me. But then again, I would have said something about it, you know. So we are going to be decommissioning this truck. I'm doing a short load with it, and they're paying me extra for it, so, you know, it's like whatever. It's a 100-mile run from Owensboro to Louisville tonight, and then we're getting a rental car home, and then we're going to be recovering another truck. So we're on truck recovery duty for the time being until they figure out what they're gonna do with my truck. So guess we'll see y'all later. All right, hello, Ryder Volvo. Looks like it got some nice tires on it. Looks like it's got a nail in it. I want to check that out. Maybe not some nice tires. Let's see. So, here in Houston, and as y'all saw just a minute ago, I did make it to the Ryder, and found that Volvo. Did find the truck, but no keys. Truck was locked. Both doors were locked. No keys anywhere, hiding under the hood. Nowhere to be found. And then the guys there at the Ryder didn't know where the keys were at. They didn't have any keys in their office. So, relayed that information to my dispatch, and they're not happy, obviously. And so they eventually get in contact with the guy that dropped the truck there, and he says the keys are in the battery box. So I go over there and pull off the panel, and check in there, look head to toe, on top of the batteries, the side of the batteries, below the batteries, under the tank, see if it fell under the truck, checking under every panel. Nowhere. Can't find the keys anywhere. So I found them. Couldn't get in the truck. And tried some of their Volvo keys there, but Volvo keys are laser cut, and none of them worked. So supposedly other Volvo trucks within our company, those keys from those trucks would work on this. I don't know for sure, but there was none nearby. So they are overnighting a key to Ryder tomorrow, and hopefully that works, and we can get rolling. I think they're gonna have me run with this truck for a few days, hopefully temporary, because based off of what I've heard from other guys from our company, Ryder is not who you want to be dealing with service wise. Getting service done is hard, and then when you actually get in there, they were not getting through to the guys, about what work needed to be done, all that. Now, I don't know, maybe the Ryder in Houston's great. I am not knocking those guys. I don't know them personally or what they've done. They might be great. I've just not heard the most encouraging things from other guys at our company and their experience, so that it worries me a little bit. But I've never driven a Volvo before, so I've heard good things and I've heard bad things, so I guess we're going to find out. But we're still getting paid and everything, breakdown pay and all this and that. As you can see, I'm in a hotel right now again. This is like the 4th hotel I stayed in the last week. All this gets reimbursed, so it's not a big pain in the butt, but this isn't something that I want to do forever, right? I can deal with it for now. I know if a few days ago I sounded happy as a lark, oh, I'm doing something different, but I'd like to get back to real trucking, please. I do like the consistency of knowing where I'm sleeping every night and knowing what I need to do the next day and not having to wait to find out what's going on. Um, so still don't know what the status is on my truck. It's in the shop in Nashville. Don't know if they've decided what they want to repair, if they want to repair it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more tomorrow. But should be interesting. So I don't know if y'all can see, but I got my Cash is King merch in the mail finally. Gonna be repping that. It's repping it all around Houston and this weekend. I wore it all in the George Bush airport in Houston, so it got lots of exposure there. I'm sure when I was returning the rental car today, but yeah, I'm glad I finally got it. For those of you who don't know who Cash is King is, he's a trucking YouTuber. Does lots of great informative and entertaining videos. Lots of uploads every week. Brings a realistic look to what you can expect as an owner operator in the reefer game. So if you want to be watching content like that, go check him out for sure. So glad I could finally support somebody who's a great pillar of the trucking YouTuber community. So big ups to you, my man. But yeah. Not much else to say, I guess. Just,